Right, well, we've got a whole bunch of stones here, all different types, and really nice colour that we're going to work on, and we should be able to get a nice bunch of stones out of this lot. So let's get into it. Well, good day and welcome to a roughing out session where I get to take its top off and rub one out and yeah, do all that. I'm going in. Well, this piece here is not really a great piece. It's got a colour bar that's on an angle and it's making it really tough to get a stone out of it. But what happens in a few minutes is phenomenal. So what I thought was going to be a lopsided, wonky dark opal turns out to be something pretty cool. Keep watching. At about this moment I realise there's a second colour bar that's really shown up quite predominantly underneath. So what looked like I'm going to have a half potch, half coloured stone, I took a bit of a risk and started to just grind away that beautiful colour on the top to see what I could possibly get underneath. Check this out. So what I have is a beautiful red-blue flagstone and chaff pattern black opal. Now I didn't expect that one for sure. This piece is a knobby opal and it has really just about no potch on it, or a little bit of potch on the back, but nothing that really makes the stone black. I am thinking it's going to be a crystal more than anything else, but it has a lot of meat to the stone, and so I do have high hopes for this to turn out to be quite a nice high dome gem. As you can see, I am taking the sand out of the top, and what's coming through is an ocean full of beautiful blue-green algae. No, it's actually gorgeous green and blue play of colour. It's also very thick on the colour bar, so we're getting a lot of depth to this stone, so I can also give it a really nice cabochon. It's hard to tell at this moment whether it's a black opal or just a crystal opal. I will have to put it on the body tone scale to check it out, but it's close. I think it's right on the borderline. There's a little bit of potch on the back, which gives it that darker effect, which I was surprised about. But as you can see, it's a magic gem crystal. Wow. And that will be around about probably the 6 carats, I'd say. So very, very pretty gem. Got to be happy with that one. This piece is an interesting piece. It's got a few inclusions in it, and there's one inclusion right in the center, which is going to be a challenge to get out. I don't know if it's going to come out, but there is a possibility. So the color bar is still quite thick, and as you can see, I'm going to point to the sand spot or the potch spot right in the center, which happens a lot to me. I don't know why. I guess it's just opal. But as I work this piece down, the spot starts to come out, and you can see the color bar's actually not really thick, but it's thick enough to be able to make it, let me get the inclusions out. So I'm pretty happy about that. I did think that there was a possibility that black potch might just touch the colour, and it does look like it does a little bit, as the stone's a bit darker in some areas. But as you can see, I finished off the stone and didn't look that closely, and when you have a closer look here, you can see there's still inclusions right in the middle. So later on I did rub that back out and I got all the inclusions out. This piece is quite a cool piece. It's got a lot of potential. It has an orange, green, orange, yellow color bar right in the middle of 2 black potch sides. So when you see something like that, it does scream possible black opal gem, but as you can see here, there's a lot of sand to work my way around as well. So we'll see what comes out. As you can see, I've taken a lot away from this piece. The sand really hammered me a lot, and it's still in there a little bit, and I'm going to have to be very careful when I put it on the dop stick to polish it to get the rest of the sand spots out. And even though, I'm pretty pleased, there was nothing that absolutely killed the stone, which was fantastic, and I've got a nice 1.2 carat stone that I should be able to cut and polish beautifully. It's a quite nice flagstone pattern in there, a little bit of chaff, a little bit of script. This piece is pretty straightforward, little crystal, or almost dark crystal. It's got some really pretty colour, also some sand spots, but I think I should be able to get those sand spots out. That flagstone pattern is quite beautiful. This is a piece I posted on socials, wondering what we would get out of it. I've decided to cut it here, and the colour is absolutely crazy, but what's happened with this piece is it has copite needles in the surface of the stone, and slowly as I work down they start to come out a little bit, but I run the risk of losing that beautiful 3D colour on colour the further I go down, as well as that depth and brightness. The thinner that gut bar becomes, the less bright the colour is. So I do take a risk, but I need this stone to be clean, and those black spots really need to come out. As you can see, mostly everything's out. I should be able to get the rest out on the dop stick, and it's turned out to be actually quite a bright little gem. So those little black spots should come out as I polish the piece. Happy about that. This is just a little crystal piece I've just chucked in to finish off as well. It's got quite a pretty pattern, but yeah, nice broad green flash going across the stone, and will probably be a $200 or $300 stone. This piece looks good, but really probably out of the parcel didn't really work out as well as I hoped. That sand really made its way into the stone quite a long way, as well as the colour bar went on an angle, bubbling down like a concave, so it really didn't work out for me that well, and you'll be able to see at the end of this that it's quite a potchy piece. quite a potchy piece, and you can see that there's sand spots and potch in that face, and I'm going to have to work that a little bit more, a little bit smaller, to get it to a nice stone. Now this is an interesting piece. This is a piece that you would expect to Dremel because of all the sand in the top of the colour. It looks like, oh wow, I'm going to have to work on this piece quite hard to get a nice undulating dome. But sometimes when you've got a dark opal, it's better to take the back off. And you can see here as I work down, I am taking a bit of a risk here, but you can see as I work that potch away from the back of the stone, it's giving me a nice flat area where the colour can show up beautifully. And as it is, very, very lucky to have taken that risk and it paying off. But by doing that, I get to cut a beautiful dome on this side rather than some undulated cabochon or carving on the other side. Sorry about my stutter. So yeah, this one worked out really, really well. I'm happy with that, and it's got that gorgeous 3D colour on colour. There is a little bit of a dark spot in the centre, and if that was all over, it would probably be a black crystal, but because it's in the centre, it does take a little bit of value away from the stone, but not too much. It's not too bad. It's still a very, very pretty stone. You can see the thickness also is really good, so I can get myself a nice dome on that rather than if I had cut it from the other side and had all hell break loose. So nice crystal 3D colour on colour. Really happy with that. Very bright 4 to 5 brightness in green. Before I keep going, I just want to let you know that we're coming to America, to Denver, Colorado, to the gem show over there, and I'd love to meet up with you guys. So if you are considering coming, please do, and come and stop by, because I'd love to see you. We have so much awesome kit coming with us. We have so much rough opal. This is all rough opal that has not been on the website. It's all new stuff and it's waiting for you to cut. So come on down and check it out. I have some really, really nice stuff, and if you're not sure, I can help you. Also, when we have the show, we have a calendar set up so that you can actually book a time. If you want to have a chat with me one-on-one and we can go through some stones or some rough together, we can do that. It's going to be fun. We're at the Denver, what is it called?
Hard Rock Summit.
The Hard Rock Summit. Thank you, Tamika. The Hard Rock Summit at the Sparkle and Joy Show. We'll be there till the 8th till the 11th of September. So I really want to see you guys there. Please. We're going to have special little treasure boxes for people, for their kids and for loved ones. They're great little prizes with beautiful stones we've selected in different price ranges. So if you're looking for something small and cute, that's perfect. And we also, coming with us is a lot of beautiful gems. We have so many gorgeous polished gems that are coming, as well as some really cool featured stones like the red blue found under my dad's house. That's coming. So if you want to check out one of the best gems you'll ever see, definitely come and have a look at this one, because it'll be there. There's also going to be the Dwayne the Rock, the massive piece of Vandamuka that scared the bejesus out of me, and I haven't cut it since. Well, that's coming as well, so you can tell me how you think I should cut it, which will be quite fun. We've also got merch. We've got aprons and t-shirts coming, so if you want to pick up a t-shirt or something like that, come on down as well. That'll be fun. We also have some jewellery coming. So if you're looking for a finished piece of jewellery, Ruth has designed some really nice new pieces that are coming with us that haven't been on the website, so you can, it's a full range of everything we're bringing with us. So I hope to see you there. It'll be really great, some awesome stuff coming with us, and I'd love to meet you. All the information will be in a link in this description, which will go to our blog to give you all the information you need to know, just in case I've got some of it wrong here. So I hope to see you there. Now we can get back to cutting opal. This one has pretty straight colour bar, so I am just working it around that colour bar to the desired shape, which is my favourite, ovals of course. And I do have to make sure that there's no sand inclusions in the colour bar for the dome, so once I polish it, it needs to be clean. But it's looking like quite a nice little gem. Quite happy about that one. This type of knobby, it can be a risk. It sometimes can cut a beautiful gem and sometimes not so much. I'm pretty much going in at the moment, but I don't really have a lot of faith of the colour becoming much brighter. That's about as good as it's going to get, I would imagine, and all I need to do is make sure it's inclusion free. But there's a $200 or $300 stone, maybe, yeah, probably $300 stone out of that one. Once I cut it in and get all the inclusions out, it will be a little bit smaller. This one has a kernel, you can see that black dot, and these are the type of knobbies that can really mess with your head. You're thinking that you've got a nice colour bar, and in the centre of the knobby a nice piece of potch comes right through the colour bar up to the top, and sometimes you can get them out, sometimes you can't. And this one I've had to work it around a little bit down the sides to work that potch out, and you can see it's still there a little bit. But when I go a little bit further down, you can see that it will roll out, and I get a decent little dark opal out of that piece. Another pretty straightforward cut. This knobby just has potch on one side and colour on the other, and a few inclusions. So I just pretty much, it was almost an oval or a round already before I started on it, and all I needed to do was just give it a little bit of a help. The inclusions in the face seem to be coming out quite easily, and I've got to be happy with that one. If all knobbies were as easy as this, life would be sweet, but also opal wouldn't be worth as much as well. Still a few inclusions, but it'll clean up. Now this piece is a piece of Cooper Pedy. So I bought this in Lightning Ridge from a seller in Cooper Pedy, and we had a good chat about the piece, whether it would face as well as it looked like from the edges, and yes, it does face, but what I didn't account for and didn't see, and it's very difficult to see in white opal without looking extra closely. You can see a chip just there, it's just emerged. So what was there was a big fat crack, and you can see this, the shard on my finger, it's just popped out of that crack, and that crack is quite predominant. So while I'm working on it, I need to find out where the cleanest and best color bars are, and or the best pattern is, and then dry it out and find all the cracks, because I'm imagining if there's one crack there's probably more. Now, Cooper Pedy seam opal can be renowned for having natural cracks in them, and you do have to be super careful to not put your money on where the stone might be, because there could be a crack sitting right in the middle of where your stone is. And as you can see here, I'm getting a little bit impatient with it, knowing that that crack was there. I have to now grind that piece. I'm doing the lazy man slice, which is grinding with the edge of the wheel. So now I've got a chance to cut 2 stones, and hoping that there is 2 clean stones. Now this cushion cut, I worked on it and then I dried it out and had another look, and found that there was some there was another big chip crack in it. So I had to slice it again. So now it's as you can see it now, it's 2 cushion cuts, one bigger one and one smaller one. So it didn't really work out too well, that piece, but I'll still get some stones out of it that'll be okay. You can see here close up, it's quite a nice pattern. There's still a little bit of potch in the face. Yeah, I'm not really sold on this stuff. I don't think it's the best stuff out there. And don't forget that it's white opal. It's not a crystal opal. If it was a crystal opal, you'd be able to see images or objects through the colour when you held it up to the light. This is milky and white, so it's really not quite worth as much as a good quality crystal opal. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. This piece is alright, has some nice play of colour, but from all of those knobbies we cut around about $26,000 worth of opal, which I still have to be happy about because we've made a profit. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.